friends. It's my big fat Thanksgiving supper eve. Yeah, tomorrow's the big day. I can't believe it. It's 10 to 6. I was up around 5:30, but I laid in bed, was reading your comments and stuff. And I wanted to jump up and make those rolls, but I just needed that little bit of rest time. I went to bed probably about 10:30 last night. And we have to go to town. I have a doctor's appointment for 10 o'clock this morning. Still got to pack the kids' lunches. I have like their main stuff in the fridge. I just need to put it in their lunch boxes. So I might do that, and I want to jump in the shower because I didn't have a shower last night. And I'll reevaluate the time today, so I might do the rolls when I get home. But I want to go down in the deep freezer and break out some of those frozen vegetables like the cranberries and the Brussels sprouts, because we got to do that today, and make a cheesecake today. So yeah, I'll be back, and I want a coffee. First I'm going to pack the kids' lunches though, so I'll be right back. Friends, I took out the 3 things of cranberries and the thing of Brussels sprouts. I have the Philadelphia cream cheese sitting out, a block of butter sitting out, and eggs sitting out to get room temperature for later on this morning. And I packed their stinking lunches. It's 10 after 6. I'm gonna go jump in the shower. Then I'm gonna have my coffee. Right, 6:26. Had a shower, all dressed. Load number 1. I might have one more load to do today. But yeah, now I'm gonna get my coffee. While my coffee's brewing, I'm gonna empty this dishwasher. Alright guys, well, it's been a busy morning. I haven't really done anything with food. I did take a package of pepperoni and 2 blocks of cheese out of the freezer too to defrost. I think I'm gonna get one of the girls to cut up a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Misha wants to peel carrots, so I'll probably peel one bag and she can peel the other. Just on my way to go get some gas because I need to go pick up Evie to bring him to his daddy's because my dad's working. And yeah, my appointment is until 10. So yeah, it's like one of those women's appointments, you know what I mean? You're supposed to go every few years. Yeah, it's been a while, so I need to go. You know what I'm talking about. So not really looking forward to it, but it's all about self-care and self-help, right? So anyways, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm just gonna stop and get some gas, go get Evie, and then yeah, keep on moving. All right guys, it's 9:23. I went down to Bethany Bin and I got some more plates and 6 more cups and 2 more pretties, but now I'm at Dad's and my appointment is until 10, so I'm gonna go in and have a little visit with him. And I want to stop to the store to get some punch stuff. I don't have any of that, but I wanted to get a visit in with my dad while I can. So I might just stop there on the way home, and then we'll get home and get busy. So let's go see Papa. Yeah, Dad's upstairs working on that bedroom. Oh, he's doing the drill up there right now, putting trim around the room and stuff. He crack filled. Still got to sand it off, but the floor is all sanded. He'll varnish that or whatever he's going to do to it. But then he'll paint it next week, he said. So he's been working hard. But it's 9:30 now. I just got a call from the school. Mally's having a little friend, her friend Rain, overnight. So they just needed to double check with the parents and everything. So yeah. Anyways, I think I might spin over to Sobeys before my appointment because he's up there busy. I'll just give him a good squeeze, and he's coming out tomorrow anyways for supper, so it's good. But yeah, anyways, I'll check you when we're back in the van. Alright, made it to Sobeys. It's just gonna be a quick trip. Look at all the pumpkins they have out here. The stores will be busy today and tomorrow for people. Most people have their dinners on Sunday or Monday, but I like to do it on Saturday so more people can come. The more the merrier. So let's get some punch stuff. All right, I'm at my appointment. Here goes nothing. Well, exam's all done. Now I'm just waiting for the nurse practitioner to come in and have a little chit chat with her. Well, it's 11 o'clock. I'm finally on my way home. I'm just in the Tim Hortons drive-thru. The coffee I had this morning was a decaf one. I'm always paranoid that if I have a coffee before I go to a doctor's appointment, my blood pressure will be high. I know that's silly, but anyways, now I'm getting a real deal coffee. And we're going to go home. I think my game plan is to start that cheesecake, because that takes a couple of hours, like an hour in the oven, and then you're supposed to leave it in the oven to sit, to cool down before you put it in the fridge. So I'll start the cheesecake, and then when that's in the oven, I'm going to start the bread rolls, because the recipe I'm going to use, I've never used it before. It's Chris Cooks For You Too or something. I don't know. I'll have to look it up, but she let her bread dough rise. She did it in a KitchenAid too, so I'm going to use Cornelius. I'm going to do it just like her. She let her bread dough rise for an hour and a half to 2 hours, so by the time that's done rising, the cheesecake should be done, and I can get the bread rolls in the oven. And Mally wants to make those cupcakes today. Well, I want her to make those cupcakes today too, so once the bread rolls are all formed and in the pan and risen for the second time, it only takes less than 20 minutes to actually bake them in the oven, so that won't take long. And then Mally and Rain can make the cupcakes and decorate them like Jack the Pumpkin King. And then I can put a turkey in the oven. And I'll cook it all evening. I'll take it out later on this evening, debone it, save the bones, put them right in my freezer. I'll save the drippings too for a great big pot of gravy tomorrow. And then I'm going to put the second turkey in when I go to bed and cook it really, really low and slow. I used to like cook it the day of, and I find this works better for me. I used to cook it the day of and make it try to look nice, you know, with the brown breasts and all that stuff. I don't bother doing that anymore because it's like a giant buffet of food. That way both turkeys will be cooked, and when I go home I gotta take those hams out of the freezer in the sausage packs. I gotta peel potatoes. God, I was thinking once I get the cheesecake in the oven, the bread dough rising for the first time, I'm gonna sit down and watch Home for the Holidays. I think that's a really good movie, especially a Thanksgiving movie. Has Holly Hunter in it. If you've never seen it before, it's a really good Thanksgiving movie. Anyways, bring the pot of potatoes out in the TV room and watch that while I peel potatoes. So that might be what I do. But first things first, I'm getting a big old Tim's, and then we'll head home. Alright guys, I got home. I just realized I don't have any heavy cream, and I need that for the cream cheese, which is freaking frustrating. So, I don't want to go out again. I'm tired already. I haven't even done anything. So I think what I'm going to do is just start those bread rolls. I'll make the cream cheese, like the cheesecake after, because I still have a lot of stuff to do, and it's 11:36 now. I might call Dad to see if he can pick Maze up today, because my husband's working in town, and then he could pick him up after work, so I don't have to spin out this afternoon to go get Maze, because that takes a while to do. Oh, that's frustrating. I thought I was going to be all on the ball, but at least the stuff is coming up to room temperature, because I've had the cream cheese sitting out since I got up this morning, and the butter, and the eggs, 4 eggs. So, yeah, I'm just going to do it in reverse. Maybe I'll spin down to the store after to see if they have heavy cream. They probably do, but I don't want to go out. I got stuff to do. I got to empty the dishwasher and get those other dishes going, and then we're going to start working on the bread rolls. Alright friends, I finished my coffee. I still got some straightening to do. I haven't emptied the dishwasher yet either, but I wanted to get this rolling. So, oh, I forgot to look up. Chris Cooks For You Too, but I'll put it in the screen down below in the description box. I've seen this video a long time ago and I saved it because, I don't know, I just like listening to her talk. She seems to really care what she does whenever she makes stuff. She has a whole bunch of food recipes. And I'm going to do it just like she did. So this, I'm doing a double batch like she did. This is 2 cups of hot milk with half a cup of butter in it. So that's what this is. She used 2 packs of yeast, and I looked it up on Google, and so it's equivalent to 4.5 teaspoons, because I buy the yeast by bulk, so I measured it out, put half a cup of warm water in here, and it's nice and bubbly. So I wrote down her ingredients. Yeah, so a 2/3 cup of sugar. I'm just going to add a little bit right now and mix it around in that. Oh, it's not even high enough to do that. I'll just use this fork. Just sugar will feed the yeast. There. And I just want to make sure that's cooled down enough. That's still pretty warm. I have 2 eggs here. I forget which order she put her stuff in, but whatever. Just try to mix it around. Yeah, it's not even really high enough to do that. Well, I'll just add the sugar. And I have 2 teaspoons of salt, which yeast doesn't really like salt, but yeah, I mean, this isn't super hot. I just don't want it to hurt the yeast. So I'm gonna let it sit another 5 minutes or so. I'll be back in a little bit when I'm comfortable with adding that hot milk to the yeast. Alright, I just emptied the dishwasher and loaded up those new dishes, so I'll show them to you after. So I'm going to carefully dump that in. And then I had 8 cups of flour. This will make a whole big batch of buns. But we're going to have a lot of people here tomorrow, and whatever's left over, if my mother-in-law has a dinner, I can bring some down or something like that. And she said, well, it looked to be like a really sticky dough. It's not one that you get out and start kneading like I would if I was making bread. And I just have it on the lowest speed. That's what she did. Got a spatula here. I got my apron on too, because me and flour make an awful mess. That egg is still in there cold. Hanging on. Oh, there it goes. I got to add the whole 8 cups of flour. So I'll speed it up here, and I'll bring you back when it gets all done, and where you've got to put it in a greased bowl. Alright guys, there. So I have my big bowl. And yeah, she said it's a very sticky dough, which it is. I washed my hands, took my ring off too. So, let's see how we make out. I love experimenting with baking. It's just today's kind of a, of course, leave it to the last minute to try a new recipe, but for the most part, I have really good luck when I try new breads and things like that. If I have a flop, it's usually with some sort of meal of some kind, like baked beans, which I've yet to try again, but I will someday. Yeah, see, there's some flour down at the bottom, but I know her bowl was like that too, so I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, this would stick to a window. And plaster. Get a metal spoon, see if I can scrape some of that out. get all that dry stuff, but the sticky stuff on the side I'll try to get. And yeah, I think she made at least 40 buns or more with this. So yeah, I greased it all up to the edge because this puffs up quite a bit. Ooh, it's nice and warm. Just want to flip it over so the oil gets on both sides. So it's not going to be sticking in this bowl like it was in that bowl. Yeah, see, there's a little flour there. I'll just tuck it away and put it to bed. So now what she did, usually when I make bread or anything, I just cover it with a clean tea towel, which would probably work, but I want to do it how she did it. And she covered it with tin foil, then a tea towel. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we leave it for 1.5 to 2 hours. And I can peel some potatoes. But I want to make that cranberry sauce too. I can do on the stove top. There's leftover stuff from yesterday. A little turkey tetrazzini. There's 1 piece of raspberry pie. And actually when I was in town today, I bought a box of pizza pops, those little microwave things. Because I thought they might not eat it for supper, but it's the weekend. If they're hungry later, they can have something like that. And it's not going to be using my oven at all. So let me get a clean tea towel. Oh, that's not one. Good one, Tracy. Where's one of my... Well, I'll use this one. I was looking for one of my big ones, but this one will do. So we'll take a gander at that. I'm going to set the timer for 1.5 hours to check it. It's not cold in the kitchen, so I'll probably just... She had a big old microwave. She could put hers in a microwave, but my microwave certainly isn't that big. Oh, I put it in the oven with just the light on. Maybe I'll do that for now. If I have to move it, I will. But I was thinking, I took those Brussels sprouts out. I could put those in the oven. I'm scatterbrained. I don't know what to do first. But, yeah. Anyways, I'll be back in a little bit once I get myself figured out. Alright friends, I wiped the table and counter off. Still looks like a cluttered mess, but it's going to look that way until after game day. But that's just the way it is. I'm going to put some parchment paper on those pans. I took out those frozen Brussels sprouts, rinsed them, and they're little baby ones, so I thought I'd have to cut them in half, but they're really just little baby ones, so I'm not even going to bother. I put a good dose of olive oil in there, extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to go heavy with the Creole seasoning. Yes, I am. I got to have it in my meal somewheres. And I put about half a handful of that bacon I did up yesterday. And I'm going to mix it all together. I was going to do mushrooms, but I forgot to pick some up. So it's going to be Brussels sprouts, a bit of bacon, and a lot of spice. All right. It already smells good. But yeah, just a little bit of bacon sprinkled through. And I'm going to roast them. On the package, there was like microwave directions or stovetop, like to boil them, but I don't like to boil a lot of vegetables. I like to steam them or roast them. So I'm going to roast these probably at between 375, 400, and I'll check them, I don't know, in 15 minutes, move them around, put them back in. We'll see. We'll see, but yeah. At least this will be off, and it'll make it a little warmer in the kitchen for our bread dough over there. Alright guys, these have been in for 15 minutes. I just flipped them all over with that. I'm going to put them back in for another 10-15 minutes and see. I just want to see a little char on it if I can get it there. But yeah, the other pan I already did. It's in the oven, so this one's going back in now too. Alright guys, I just took these out of the oven. Let me get my little spatula or flipper here. I got to switch hands just a second. So they've been in there a total of a half hour. There's a little char on that one. I think I'm just going to leave them on these pans till they cool down. But they're good and cooked. This one you can't see too well. I'm just getting set up to make that cranberry sauce. I was looking at a bunch of different recipes. I forget which one I did last year, but I'm using the allrecipe.com one. Only I'm 8 timesing it because it's for 12 ounces. Oh, that one got a little burnt there, but that's okay. Yeah, that's better. Anyways, yeah, they call for a 12-ounce pack, which is equal to 1.5 cups, and I have 12 cups. So I'm using Harriet because last time I made cranberry sauce, it overflowed, like when I made that jelly. If you guys watch my grape jelly, made an awful mess. So I'm using Harriet, and it calls for 8 cups of orange juice, but I only have 4 cups, so I'm going to put 4 cups of cranberry juice in for the second batch, or like I'll dump this, then fill 4 cups of cranberry juice, and we're going to wing it. And it called for white sugar. I did half white sugar and half brown sugar, and yeah, I'm going to bring it up. So let me get it all added and stir it up, and we'll turn the stovetop on. Right, it's all added. So colorful. I use the Ocean Spray. Well, it's cranberry juice blend, but whatever. I got it for the punch, but we can always get some more if we need more. But yeah, I have it on high. I'm going to bring it up till it starts boiling, then turn it down to probably medium until the cranberries pop. And since it's a big pot, it might take a little while. We still have 35 minutes for that bread before I check it. I might have to rise some more, but we'll see. But these are done. These will be done. Brussels sprouts are done. Let me turn you around. Yeah, I still have coleslaw to make today, or maybe I'll make that tomorrow because I don't want it to get soggy. Deviled eggs to make, turkey to cook, cheesecake to make. And I have the stuff for the mac and cheese. I could either do that tonight, which I don't know, or tomorrow morning. I'm not worried about it. That pasta should be fine in that bag, I would say. But yeah, if I can get this done. I'm making such a big batch of cranberry sauce because last year it was gobbled up, like too sweet. It was gone. So I thought if I make a big old batch, the kids can have some the next day. My kids love cranberry sauce. It's funny because I don't like cranberry sauce, but they love it. Love it. Usually, well, when my sister lived here, she would always make the cranberry sauce, but yeah. Now it's left to me. So anyways, I'm going to make that. And when it comes up to boil, I'll bring it back and show you. Well, this is taking its good old time to come up to boil, but it's getting there. 22 minutes before I can peek under there. I mean, I could peek any time now, but I like to see it. Builds anticipation. I want to see how much it's risen and stuff. We might have to let it go for another half hour or so. That's what she did, but we'll see. I can hear the little squeaking coming out of these, like these cranberries. I was going to say raspberries. We'll start popping pretty soon, but it's good and hot. It's just not up to a boil yet. I just don't want to have the mishap we had last year. It was an awful sticky mess. But I got out the dishes I'm going to use. I'm going to use this big one and this one. And if there's any left over, I'll just put it in a plastic Tupperware thing, put it in the fridge, and then I can put it in individual bowls on the tables. But we'll see. So, alright, they're popping and starting to foam up. I'm going to scrape that foam off. I turned the heat down some so I don't have a catastrophe. And I'm keeping a close eye, stirring, because I don't want it to burn or anything like that with all that sugar in there. Could scorch, I suppose. But yeah, I'll wait till a few more of them pop and it'll be just about done. And then it'll thicken up as it cools down. But you guys know me, I don't do things in small batches. It's got to be big or I don't bother doing it. But yeah, there's lots of foam on here. It's like making jelly or jam with real berries and stuff. It gets that foam on. But that's what happened last year. I think I must have had it up on high for too long, and it just started to go and go and go, and then spilled over. And the cranberries were still good. They got eaten, but I was left with a great big old mess, which I don't enjoy. So I'm going to let this go for a few more minutes. I'm going to keep an eye and keep stirring, and I'll bring you back. Alright, I shut the burner off. It looks lovely. I've been trying to scrape off a lot of that foam. Of course I got some cranberries with it, but I'm not gonna cry over that. There's a little bit of foam over there, but for the most part I got it. For the most part, I'm not a professional, but I'm gonna just let this sit a minute. The burner's off, then I'm gonna load it into those dishes. Alright friends, I'm gonna try to put this here. I'll probably have a little extra, like leftover. It's hot. I'll turn the light on. Now let's see. Ooh, Harriet's hot. She's a hot mama. So it's really liquidy now. Well, it's kind of thick, but as she cools down, it'll be like jelly. Or at least it was last time I made cranberry sauce. I can't remember if this was the same recipe. But whatever. This way, this little skinny pan. I know one of you mentioned, I'm sorry, I can't keep straight of the names when I read all the comments. Heather over at the BB Homesteader has a pan like this, a Pullman pan to make bread. I might be able to make bread in it. I don't know, it'd be a really skinny loaf, like a French baguette if I was to do that, because it's hard to tell, I know, when I show you how big it actually is. It's really a skinny little thing, and I thought it could fit on this table with all the rest of the food. And maybe this too, if not, I'll put it over on the counter. I'm going to clean up the edges of that, because I want it to look perfect. Because you know I'm a perfectionist, right? Hardly. I just don't want it all over the sides there. I'll try my darndest. Let's see. What time is it? It's 1:46. The girls will be home in about an hour. And, you know, I forgot to look for corn on the cob. So I'm going to message my husband on his way home. I'm going to ask him what he wants to do. He can either look for corn on the cob on one of those farm markets on the way home, or get a big bag of frozen corn niblets. At this point, I don't care which one he does. If he does get the corn on the cob, I would get all the kids to sit down here and shuck all the corn for me. And they would happily do it. I know they would. I'm going to get them. I used to have a whole bunch of carrot peelers. I'm tempted to go over to Sarita's to see if she has an extra carrot peeler. I only have one here. I think I must have got rid of them because they weren't real good ones. I thought I'll do that when they get home. I can get them peeling carrots. I'd get them to do potatoes too, but that's a little trickier. Just because it's round and I don't want them dealing with stuff. Oh. We'll see. But that pepperoni, I might get Misha to do the carrots, Zai to do the pepperoni and cheese, or at least the pepperoni, one or the other. I'll have to find something for Maze to do. I don't want him dealing with knives or anything. If I had a regular old carrot peeler, I'd let him do that, but the one I have is a sharp one, and he's not ready for that yet. Ooh, that's filled up to capacity. I'm not going to put the lids on these right now, and eventually I'll get them in the fridge. But they look good. They look good. That's too hot to put in a plastic little Tupperware container right now. I hope you can hear me over Daisy over here, the dishwasher. Daisy the dishwasher. Because she's making an awful racket. Just think I could put the rest of that in. I'll just put it in that measuring cup I had the juice in for now, and then come game day tomorrow, I can scoop it out and put it in the little, I have little skull dishes, skeleton skulls, 3 or 4 of them. I can put them on some of the tables. What am I doing? I could probably pick this up and pour it in now. That's a nice dose of cranberry sauce off my list. Ooh, I don't want to get splashed. Yeah, there we go, making a mess. But there's still a tiny smidgen in there. Oh, and there goes the bread. Bread dough to check. Anyways, I'll be back in a little bit. I'll get this situated and we'll go take a look at that dough. Alright, it's 12 after 2. I got busy on the phone and I put the Brussels sprouts in one of these pans. I'm going to cover them with foil and put them in the fridge. When those cool down a little bit, I'm going to put those in the fridge, but I'm going to clear this table off and then we're going to get working with that dough because the kids will be home here in about a half hour. Alright, I still have that cranberry sauce sitting there. I've got my hands all freshly washed and it has risen. It's beautiful. Look at that. Just look at it. Lovely. So yeah, I would say it's been sitting in here at least 2 hours. And since it was oiled on the top and the bottom, that saran wrap didn't stick. So now we gotta punch it down a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit of flour in my hands. Yeah. Just deflate it a little bit. Be gentle with it because it's gentle with us. And I'm gonna put a little bit of, I'll sit down here in a second. Flour on my table. My table's all nice and clean. It should come right out of this bowl, not really sticking to it a whole lot. Yeah, for the most part it did. There's a little bit there, but not much. Oh, I meant to get out my dough cutter thing. Oh, it smells so good. If you guys have ever made bread, you know that smell. I'm gonna do half of it now. Yeah, I see it there. I have those empty boxes from last night right here on the floor in front of the laundry room. I'm just gonna do half of it right now. Now she didn't use a rolling pin or anything like that, so like I said, I'm not gonna do that either. She just kind of moved it around a bit and cut it up. Because we got to let this rise again. So there's a lot of yeast in this, so it should. So she did this. Oh, these are going to be big old rolls. Maybe I should squish it up a bit. It's hard to tell when it's just the raw dough like this. She cut it right down the middle. And then did this. Because it is going to rise quite a bit. I'm not being perfect about this. I'm just there. Perfect. All right, let me grab a seat. Oh, oh. Now I have she used a big pan. She said the dimensions. I don't know what this is, but this is the biggest, like kind of, this is a turkey roaster is what it is. But I greased it. I can't remember. I don't think she said if she greased it or not. But I know when I make bread, I have to grease the pan, so I greased it. I just sprayed it with some cooking spray. And just form it into a ball. I like to pinch the sides and tuck it under. Pinch the sides and tuck it under till it's like a little ball. I am no perfectionist, but it's all going to come out in the wash. It'll work out. The ends are kind of funky. They're not perfect little rectangles, but make it work. Now, I'll probably need more than this pan, I'm thinking. Maybe not, but probably. And yeah, if I can get these all at least formed into balls, let them rise a half hour. I'll tell Mally she can do the cupcakes after I'm done these bread rolls. And then I'll have to do that cheesecake after. And then I'll do the first turkey. And I'll do the second turkey later tonight. Now, I don't know how much I'll be able to get on this video because, yeah, but I'll just start the new one when I put that second turkey in. I might have to set my alarm in the middle of the night to come down and put it in. But I want to get up really early. 1, 2, 3, 4. We gotta make room to make sure that because these are gonna rise and end up bumping into each other, so we gotta make sure that there's a little space in between. I've made different bread roll recipes. Last time I made rolls was for Uncle Matthew's barbecue, Labor Day. And I just used my bread dough recipe that I got from Mi'kmaq Mama. And those turned out too. They're a little different, like compared to this, because there's no eggs in my bread recipe. But we'll just have to wait and see how this turns out. Look, that's already sticking together. I should separate them because they're already sticking together. They're already rising. Let me pull these apart. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be a good day. And even if I have still a few things to make, like I want to make those little pigs in a blanket things. I still need to make the potato dressing and the potatoes and the vegetables. Yeah, these, I cut them up, but they're starting to stick together already. There, move them all apart. But if I get up early, like I plan to, it won't be too bad. I'm thinking once I'm done doing some of this food stuff today, I started on that landing this morning. I forget if I told you. Started on that. And Misha still has to finish her room. I was hoping I'd have a few minutes to go up and do a bit of her room. But, yeah. I can help her later on. Like, I'll go up. I wanted to vacuum all the kids' rooms tonight, but we'll see. But I'm going to designate a few things for the kids to help me with. That they can help me with. I really want to dress those tables, but I know they'll enjoy doing that. Putting the tablecloths on, picking the decorations to put down the center. That's always fun. If I find it fun, I know they'll find it fun. So I just put the tablecloths like folded up on the 2 tables in the playroom. They're just those fabric cloth ones. And maybe I'll get Mally and Rain to do that because they're the big girls. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But, yeah, 2:24. I'm trying to do this fast, but yeah, I know when I make bread, like I roll it out to kind of get air bubbles out, and she just kind of moved it around, but it's a different kind of dough, so she got How many did she get in her pan? I think she got almost 40. No, couldn't have been. Maybe 40 pan. She must have had a big old pan. But, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to speed up this because we got lots more to do today. And yeah, I want to bring you along for that. So let's hit it. Alright, the girls should be walking through the door any minute now. So I got all the dough rolled up. That's how that pan went. I thought I'd try to make it go in a ring. I don't know whether it's going to work or not, but whatever. It's worth a shot. And just use one of my bread pans. So I'm going to cover these with saran and a tea towel and leave them for at least a half hour. They just want to listen to you read in French. Is that okay? You don't have to look at the camera. Just for a minute.
Maman ours et bébé ours vont dans le forêt regarder tous les écureuils du bébé ours. Voici les arbres à noir de maman ours où sont passés tous les noirs. Où sont les pattes des petits?
Just pause for a second, Mish. What's this book called?
Bébé ours Grandpa are.
Oh, it's about a grampy baby bear?
No.
What is it?
It's when the mom and the baby bears go to get some acorns.
Oh.
And the baby bear has to climb up in the tree to get some because they cannot reach it because they're high up in the tree.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Voici les arbres.
Don't bump this chair because my phone will fall.
What do you want, Mom?
What?
Can you help me with this? No, this one.
This one?
What? Creepy.
Spooky, scary, spooky, scary, spooky, scary, spooky, creepy. Help me. That looks really nice. I know. I look really nice. One half, I get the other. Spooky, scary, spooky, scary. Mr. Buckteeth. Bad. Now, let's find a few decorations to put on the table. You guys have a lot of decorations. Yeah, we take Halloween.
Mr. Creepy.
Now, Mr. Creepy has to say where he is. He's in timeout for 1 year. 1 year. Not 1 year.
We could take something else. Maybe this pumpkin.
Yes.
Help me with this pumpkin. Maybe we could put them like here. We should put a candle on each side. Is this the candle?
Yep.
We should put this candle over here.
Right here. La pièce de résistance. Resistance.
Dear resist. I
Pièce
know how
de
people say
résistance.
that. It's like
Pièce de résistance.
pièce de résistance.
The
Well, Misha's all raring to go to peel carrots. I told Messiah she's doing the pepperoni and cheese and she wants to wait. I told her, wait till I get these in the oven so I can clear off the table, but she's just itching to get to it. So you gotta wait a minute, Misha. I already got the peeler out for you. You just don't know where it is, so you gotta wait a minute. But these are almost done. I'll see how much time. Yeah, that's the good peeler. And I already told Messiah she's going to come down and do the pepperoni and cheese. And then Misha and Rain are going to make the cupcakes. And then depending on what kind of corn my husband makes, if I need their help or not. But yeah, I want to get these in the oven. These are still cooling. They're not in the fridge yet. They're still really pretty hot. They're taking a while to cool down. They're still kind of liquidy, so once they get in the fridge, they'll really, start to gel up a bit better. But
It's not that hot.
No, not too bad, but it needs to cool down so it's cold, so it'll firm up like jelly.
Joe, yeah. That one's still sizzling a little bit. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
that
it
hot.
needs to sit a little bit before I put it in the
But it's
fridge.
not that hot when you touch it.
No. Alright, those buns are almost done rising. I haven't checked them yet, but I thought I'd start the oven. So it's supposed to be at 375 for 17 to 18 minutes is how long I'm supposed to bake them. So I'll wait till this comes up to heat, and then the timer should be done for those buns rising, and then I'll stick the first batch in. Alright guys, that oven's just about up to scratch. I think I was supposed to, no, not these ones. These ones are a little slower. They're rising, but they're not ready yet. This is the batch. Ooh, I should have set you guys up on the other side. That I did first. Now, maybe I could have put them a little closer. I don't know. We'll see. And I had them sitting over here, so they didn't puff right up like hers did, but they did puff up. And I can't remember if she glazed them with butter before they started rising or not, but I'm just going to do a quick little brush, not saturate them. We do this again after. But just will help.
To help.
You can help after when they're all done, Misha. You can put the butter on after.
I can do it right now.
Because
That's why.
Because I said so. That's why.
But why did you say so?
Misha, Lee, Rose. When they come out, we're going to put more butter on them. Melted butter.
Melted butter.
Yeah, Misha's all done her reading. Mally and Raina, they're watching TV. Messiah's buzzing in and out. And Maze isn't home yet. Dad is picking Maze up from school, or has picked him up, and then my husband's going to pick him up from Dad's when he's done work, so that works out good. I've made buns like this, and there's little holes in between, like the little separation holes, and they turn out just fine, so I'm not worried about it. It'll just let me know next time if I ever make this recipe.
But
to put them
those
closer
two
together.
are close.
Those two, yeah. Some I did right, some I did wrong, but whatever.
Those two are really
As long as they don't
close.
come out burnt, I'll be
Those
happy.
two are really close.
All right. So I'm going to put these in the oven at, what did I say? Where is my clipboard, Misha? What did you do with it? Ah, here it is. 375 for 17 to 18 minutes is what she did. So I'm going to set it for 17 minutes at first. Ooh. And then we're going to check it. So I'll be back after I take it and check it at 17 minutes. All right, I just heated myself up some moose chili. I'm going to get
Fat bottle
that.
of tequila.
Stop!
Tequila bottle.
Okay, it was 17 minutes. These aren't starting to brown on top, but they've risen even more and they look fantastic. So I'm going to put them in for another 3 minutes and see how it turns out. Oh, I just had that moose chili and it was really good. Oh, spicy, but good. Just waiting for that first batch of buns to be done. Misha is ready to do those. These have risen more, like they're all connected now, which is cool. I think if they actually turn out, it'll look pretty fancy. Be good for something at Christmas. It would be like a wreath. But yeah, anyways, I'll put that in the dishwasher. And these are still pretty warm, but I'm going to see if I can make room for those in the fridge. And yeah, we'll get this table cleared off. My freaking teenager's binder, he leaves it right there, for goodness sakes. Kids. Alright, the girls have both washed their hands really well, so
Wait.
So I'll show you, Zaya. I don't want big pieces, just like little pieces like this.
Okay, what are you doing to pepperoni? Are you just going to
Pepperoni
make
and
a
cheese,
tray?
cracker tray.
Oh. No, I don't really want crackers. I just want cheese. So I like pepperoni.
So try to make them skinny, okay? Now that knife is very sharp, so you gotta be careful.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the dough bread rolls to be done. Ooh, they're looking good. I think they're good now.
Do you
I'm
think we could
scared.
at least have one?
No, you're gonna have them tomorrow. Misha, back up. This is hot. Back up.
It looks so good though.
I gotta use 2 hands. This is heavy. Two hands.
Pepperoni
Yeah, I hear ya. I hear ya.
cold.
Look at those babies.
Are you gonna make it the time go fast?
No, not right now. People just want to visit with us.
And I know you're gonna
That
do.
side is still not quite as brown as the other side, so I'm gonna switch it around.
For sure, you're gonna do videos tomorrow because Thanksgiving. We're
Yeah.
celebrating it tomorrow.
Well, I want everybody to have Thanksgiving with us. I'm gonna put that in for like 2 more minutes.
But you're probably gonna record some stuff for Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna record stuff for tomorrow. Yes. I just want those buns both brown on both sides of that pan because only one side was browner than the other, and I wanted to get them both. So it's my oven, right? That's the problem. It's hotter on one side than the other. Be very careful, Messiah.
These ones?
If you don't want to do that, you don't have to.
No, I'm fine with it.
And then I'm gonna put these 2 in because they're ready to go in.
I know how you do all this every day.
After I have some cheese that you can cut up, Zaya.
Oh, okay.
I'm just glazing these raw
What do you-
buns with butter.
Okay. I almost cut my finger.
Be very careful, Misha. What?
I don't know. I'm trying to cut. Wait. The crumbs that are left on this, can I eat though?
We'll see, Zaya, but there's still lots to cut up.
I know, but there's just
Yeah.
little crumbs.
Oh, just not right now, because I don't want your fingers in your mouth while you're dealing with people food that other people are gonna eat.
So Ray, Morgan, and all of them are coming just to this one.
I think so, yeah.
Even our cousin that lives kind of far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hayden, Cash.
I might gauge that a little bit, not that these are burnt or anything. I'm gonna glaze these with butter. And she said to saturate them with butter, so that's what I'm gonna
Well,
do.
you said I could do it.
Yeah, well, you can do the other 2 pans. You're busy with that.
No, I want to do it.
No,
Cool.
you can do the other 2 pans. So I'm gonna load it up with butter. I can always. Ooh, Misha, how the heck did a carrot peeling get in my butter? Goodness sakes.
Well, so people want to eat it though, right?
Well, they're clean.
Yeah. But with butter on it, who would want to eat that?
Well, butter makes it better.
No. With the carrot. No. Yeah, I just finished all that. We're going for a walk.
Where are you going?
Just up to the mailbox and back. I
just
just
smell
smell
pepperoni
pepperoni on my hands. I learned how to cut.
You smell that, right?
Yeah.
That's the smell of homemade and love.
That's the smell of homemade mama's bread.
Try
It looks good. Wow.
Say hi to the camera.
Mommy, what about this? Like,
Because you were watching
Oh,
people.
that's good. I'll get a container to put, or a bag to put that in. Saya?
Okay.
Actually, over there by the toaster? No. Over there by the toaster, that blue box has big Ziploc bags in it. You can get one of those.
Oh, it smells so good. This?
No, the blue box.
This?
Yes. It has those big bags in it. You can put that stuff.
Do you just
Put
want me
that-
to put it in with my hand or something?
Yeah, that's fine. Your hands are clean. You can wash them. So this has been good. Oh, I should have put those other pans in while I was doing this. I got lost track. All right, so these other pans are going in. I'm gonna set it for 17 minutes.
Oh my gosh, this is a really big pan. This is kind of heavy.
And we'll see. Cook time, 17.
This is kind of heavy, Mom.
Just a second, hon. I'll look in a minute. I'm just setting the timer. What?
This.
Yeah, that's a big one. All right, so I'll be back, guys. I just thought I'd show you those guys helping me out in the kitchen.
I would do this.
You gotta scream and you gotta hit them where it hurts.
Like the pride.
Well, that'll do the trick. That'll do the trick. Are you okay working with that knife, Saya?
Yes.
Yeah? You're starting to learn the stuff.
Misty said to Mally that if someone tries to kidnap you, you kick him in the private, then you give them the middle finger.
Oh, goodness. Oh, Misty.
If I had to do it, I would.
Well, if you had to, you gotta do what you gotta do, sister.
Yeah.
But are you okay with working with that sharp knife? You're doing pretty good. You're learning the stuff all Mally learned when she was your age.
Then I'll be able
Am
to
I
cut
good?
and get my own food instead of you just putting it on my plate.
Yeah, eventually.
You know what? I should start doing that myself.
Yeah,
Getting
well,
my own food. Starting to.
yeah, you gotta watch what you're doing when you're moving that knife. You can't talk to me while you're moving that knife, or I'll have to take it away from you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll cut that part off.
See in the corner of my eye.
No, you do it right or you don't do it at all. But, yeah, Maze still isn't home yet, but my
Wait,
husband's,
why isn't he home?
he's at Papa's house. Dad's gonna pick him up there after he's done work.
Papa's probably gonna be candy.
No, most likely. That's what Papas do.
They
So,
spoil us.
They do. Gotta love Papa.
You gotta love grandma.
Yeah, you gotta love grandmas.
Like they
So
make.
those are in there. Ooh, Nelly. No, this worked out a little funny. Let me turn you around. Yeah, I put it on the temperature she did. And she did it like no more than 17, 18 minutes, she said. But it still wasn't brown on top. So I switched it to broil for 5 minutes. And that's what browned it up on top. But they don't seem all dried out or anything. Like they still seem really squishy. But I went in and looked with a fork to lift up to see under, and they were like that golden brown, not just light brown, golden brown. So I didn't want them to burn on the bottom and still be really white on top. So I switched the heat from the bottom to the top, and that's what crisped them up, or not crisped them, but toasted them on top a little bit. So I'm hoping they're not dried out, but they don't seem to be right now. And I put lots of butter on there. I'm gonna take out some more butter from the fridge to melt in the microwave because I pretty much used that whole bowl, and I need some for the other buns in the oven. The girls are almost done. Misha did that whole mountain of carrots.
What?
Keziah's almost that whole mountain of pepperoni. Devin came over, is trying to entice Misha to come outside and play. I said,
This
you
is
gotta
not
finish the
pepperoni.
carrots first.
And it's just Devin, look at my
Oh yes,
Look at my
you're gonna
face.
butter those. I gotta
put
heat
all
up
this-
some more butter.
That's
Oh, it's
good.
chaos
I'll
around
put
here,
the
guys.
fire one for a sec.
Oh, stop time. Yeah, I'm gonna heat up some more butter so Misha can glaze those buns. That's what she wants to do. So those I didn't have to fiddle with at all, like with the thing. They browned up on their own, but the big pan didn't. Maybe it was just because it's such a big pan. I don't know, but those ones toasted up on top just fine. So let's melt some more butter. Say hi, Devin.
Hi.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We celebrate it
Well, we have our big bash tomorrow. Are you having a turkey on Thanksgiving? Yeah.
When you go over, you're going over. I don't know.
No.
Are you?
We're having a turkey tomorrow. Yeah.
That's when we're having our Thanksgiving. I know how they make turkeys. And you're shoot a turkey.
Well, you can shoot a turkey. Yeah.
Mom, she wants some.
Well, honey, I need to get some more butter. All right, guys, I'll be right back in just a minute after you're done the cheese. I got these two girls to work now. Misha's run outside with Devin. Rain's slicing the carrots. Misha's, Mally's polishing them off, the ones that Misha might have missed a little bit. And we're going to get those,
Cheese now.
Zia's cutting the cheese, stinking up the room.
Yeah. I like cheese. I ate all of it in my lunch. Cheese.
Funny. But Misha put a whole bunch of butter all over these ones. They look beautiful. And I stuck a fork under them just to make sure that they're not all raw underneath. But they're nice and golden. They're like this color only on the bottom. So I'm going to leave them right in this and cover them with saran. And till tomorrow, people can fish them out when it's time. But that turned out really nice. I'll do that at Christmas time. Maybe a Christmas loaf of some sort. Coffee bread, you guys, and something like that, do you think?
Wait, you're making coffee?
Not today, but maybe at Christmas time.
Break the bread and then put it in like that.
Yeah, that might be good.
Coffee bread is the best.
It's really good. Yeah. So, anyways, we're getting some things done. And I still got to make that cheesecake and stuff. Oh, it's like an accordion. You did that on purpose, didn't you, Rain? Oh, well, we're getting things done. Careful what you're doing, Zaya.
It was hard.
I know. Well, if you get tired, you let me know, and I'll finish it off.
I'm already tired if I want to do it.
Okay, well, you do it then.
That's not a very good cheese cutting knife.
Yeah, well, that's... Remember I said it's easier to push it down instead of trying to saw it with that knife?
Did.
Yeah.
I was doing that.
Well, maybe that's easier for me.
One?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what other knife I can find. Alright, guys, it's 5 o'clock. Oh,
How can I help?
you can't help. Just hold on a minute. All right, I just got these tarts out of the oven, out of the freezer, and I'm gonna let them defrost a little bit, and then I'm gonna get maize to poke holes in these, and then I'm gonna bake them, so they'll be toasted for the pudding tarts tomorrow. The carrots are all done. The girls are starting. They're itching to get this cake mix made, so I gotta finish clearing this table off before they really get down and dirty. Good job, girls. Good job. And I have these over here ready, waiting for maize, but I'll wait till the girls are done. I've got to let them defrost a bit, so yeah. All right, those guys are loading up the cupcake trays, little liners.
All right, ooh, yay, all right.
All right, the piglet is getting on Maze's nerves. He doesn't understand. Those guys are being silly, aren't they, Maze? They're full of baloney. Beans and wieners? All right, it's been busy here. These are all cooled down, so I wrapped them up with saran wrap, like I pushed it down and around. You can see these have been dug into. My son had a couple, and my husband snatched one, and then I snapped everybody's fingers that even came close to these suckers. I'm like, no, It's for tomorrow. But they loved them, loved them. So yeah, I'm excited about these. But I wrapped them up. I'm going to put these 2 tea towels over them and tuck them to bed for the night. I rinsed those carrots. I'm going to put them in a pot of water. These are baked. Those are baked. And the cupcakes are in the oven now. Woo. So, yes, that's what's going down. And then I'm going to run down to the store here shortly to get some heavy whipping cream so I can finally make that cheesecake. Still haven't got a turkey in the oven, but I'm not shook. We still got lots of time. It's 5:45. Even if I cook 1 turkey tomorrow morning when I get up early, it's going to work out. I'm going to make it work. I always do. So, yeah, let me tuck these in because say goodnight to these. They look beautiful, though. I want one so bad, but I'm going to wait for tomorrow. And they're really, really moist. Like, they're squishy, but they're done. And by 2 people that had them. And I had to fight them off to not have any more. Get the high heck away from my buns. So, anyways, yeah, these will be covered up. Alright guys, well I'm starting on that cheesecake. I just put 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs in a bowl and put, let me look here, 1/4 cup of melted butter, mixed it together. Tatiana had cinnamon graham crumbs, so I added some cinnamon powder, like spice, to the crumbs too, so it will be kind of the same. And then I pressed it into here. I lined my spring pan with some parchment paper so it'll be easier to move around after. But now I'm going to start working on the filling. Alright guys, I'm working on the filling and the lighting in here is really bad, so this is 4 bricks of that Philadelphia cream cheese, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 cup of sour cream so far. And when I first put the bricks of cream cheese in there, I beat it for 5 to 7 minutes, and I kept having to scrape down the sides. And then I added the sour cream and the vanilla, and did it for another couple of minutes. So I'm going to see what the next steps are. Alright guys, well I'm over at the table now. Let me move you. I couldn't film over there. The dishwasher's going and it's so loud and dark. Let me get this off, bowl off Cornelius. So it's getting too messy. Oh. Goodness. Fingers. Okay. So there it is. I have all the ingredients. I'll make sure her video's down below so you can get all the ingredients, but there's like, well, the measurements and stuff. There is sugar, brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, 4 eggs, pumpkin, sour cream, and then there's ingredients for the cinnamon whipped cream, but haven't done that yet. And vanilla. I forget if I said that or not. But we're going to add this in. It certainly has been mixed up good. It's going to be nice and light and fluffy apparently. I can't recall from last year. But I have the oven preheating at 325. And are you going down to the store? We put it in there for a half hour at 325, and then we bumped the heat down to 300 for an hour. And then we shut the oven off and leave it in there for another hour to cool down, and then we take it out, set it on our counter, and then put it in our fridge. So this is going to take a while, so if I get a turkey in tonight, it's going to be late. looks like I'll be, oh, my husband's starting up his motorcycle. He must be moving it. That's good. So, she said to give the pan a couple taps to release any air bubbles. Smooth it out. I'm not doing a very good job. Maybe a spoon would be better. We're gonna drizzle this with caramel sauce when it's all done and stuff anyways. Well, when it's gonna be served. That's good enough for me. Now we're supposed to let it sit here for 10 minutes before we put it in the oven. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll bring you back when it's time to take this out of the oven, because I gotta unload my phone and start editing, or I'll be up all stinking night. So I'll be back. Alright guys, it's 9:30 at night. I just had this video edited up until now. That cheesecake just got done. I shut the oven off and I'm just leaving it in there for an hour. Mally and Rain just got back from youth group and they're out there decorating those cupcakes. My husband and Maze are asleep on the couch. Misha and Mazar's gone to bed. And I'm about to run down to the store. Oh, and Evie's here. He's up laying in bed with Marquise because I'm running down to the store for him. So anyways, when I get that cheesecake out of the oven, I'm going to put a turkey in. So I'll be back. Alright, I just got back from the store. Look at the job they did. They did a fantastic job. I'm going to put these out in the laundry room and cover them up somehow. But I got a mess. The cheesecake is all done now. Beautiful. So I'm going to empty the dishwasher, load this up, because I got to wash a turkey in the sink. Oh, and get the stuff out of the deep freezer that I need to defrost tonight. Alright guys, boy am I tired. It's 10:41. I have a couple of onions, I have an apple inside this baby. I put a whole bag of baby carrots under it because I forgot to get big ones and celery and stuff. And I put some onions underneath, like just so it's not resting right on the bottom of the pan. This is a big old turkey, but luckily the thing fits. So I'm going to stick this in the oven at 300 and let it go all night long. I saved the neck out because when I debone this baby, I'm going to put all the bones in this bag for bone broth. I went down to the basement and got out the cornbread dressing. So I'm going to let this defrost tonight. I have the cheesecake. My husband freaking made a fire. He was cold. I hope he's not getting sick, but it's hotter than the hinges in here. And I said, I need this stove cold tomorrow because that's where the punch bowl goes, but we'll see. Anyways, I gotta get some stuff out of the deep freezer here in the porch, but I'm gonna wait for that cheesecake to cool down. I loaded up the dishwasher. That pan can't fit in there, but for the most part. But once I get this cleared off, I'm gonna spray it and wipe it. Same with the counter. Wipe out the sink because I'm gonna get up bright and early tomorrow and put that second turkey in. We didn't get one potato peeled today, so we're gonna be busy tomorrow. But I want to get up bright and early, and yeah, so I'll be back when I get this cleaned up. Alright guys, it is 11:30 and I'm going to bed. Everybody's to sleep. Everybody's to sleep. The dishwasher's going. My dryer's going. And yeah, the turkey's going. So I hope you liked hanging out with me today. I know it was a frenzy. Tomorrow's going to be a frenzy, but it's going to be so worth it. It really is. Whew, I'm hot. I want to have another shower. I'll probably have one tomorrow though. But yeah, my bed is calling me. Let me tell you, I'm going to get this edited and uploaded. Probably won't be posted till 3 in the morning because it takes forever to actually upload. But I'm just talking softly because I don't want anybody to hear me. But anyways, yeah, we'll get those potatoes done tomorrow. Get the deviled eggs. Get the potato dressing done. Oh, when I went to the store just a little while ago, I bought a bag of frozen corn. I forgot to message my husband to look for corn on the cob, so we're having frozen corn niblets. But I didn't want to have the hassle tomorrow morning to figure out what I'm doing, so yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm going to put that cheesecake in the fridge. I'm just going to go downstairs, make sure the doors are locked, and put that in the fridge. And we'll make the whipped dressing, whipped topping for that tomorrow, cinnamon whipped topping. So, alright guys, I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose, but if not, that's okay too. I still love ya. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So, okay guys, have a good night. Or have a good morning. And I will see you tomorrow. So, be prepared. It's going to be fun. Alright, I love ya. Bye. Boink.